Hey, this is Chris Brown from the Tigers Minor League Report. I'm here with Tigers 5th round draft pick Bryant Packard. We're live at Fifth Third Ballpark, and Bryant, I appreciate you coming on with us. Just want to talk to you a little bit about how your season's going. First of all, how's the transition to pro ball been?
I mean, it's really good. We have a great coaching staff. Lance Parrish, Willie, Eddie, they're all great guys, man. Bill Springman. They really helped me along with that transition to college. I know it's a tough one, but they've made it pretty smooth, and happy to be here.
And it's been a long season for you. When does college baseball start? I know the season starts in February, but when are you, there's fall ball and stuff too, isn't there?
Yeah, well, with my college, East Carolina, we kind of go all year round. The only time you really get off is winter break, but then in the summer you go and play summer ball. Yeah. So, I mean, we're really grinding all year long. Fall ball starts, and then in January, I guess, is when we start scrimmaging again. So, I mean, it's been a pretty long season for me, but I guess I got to get used to it if I want to play at the highest level.
Yeah, and that's, you're playing every day now, where it was college 4 or 5 games a week, maybe tops?
Yeah, 4 or 5 tops. Yeah, 3 game on the weekend and maybe 2 midweeks.
And how about, I guess the one thing you might not get is the long bus rides. I don't know if you get those in college, or is it a little bit?
Well, in college, I was lucky enough to go to a decently large college, so we flew most places. I'm in the American Athletic Conference, so we got to go to USF, UCF, Houston, UConn, so we basically have to fly everywhere. But I'm not used to this bus ride yet, so, and I'm a new guy, so I usually go to the floor a lot and just sleep, so it's not too bad.
So I was wondering what you do on the bus. Playing
sleep
on your phone or sleeping?
Play.
So I wonder if you talk a little bit about your hitting philosophy, if you have one. What are you trying to do up there at the plate?
My approach, I guess, is just to hit the ball hard. I try to hunt fastballs. I don't really like curveballs, changeups, so not the best at those. But I like to say with the hard stuff. I got that from Cliff Godwin, my hitting coach at East Carolina. He built the culture, he built the approach, so I just try to carry that into pro ball.
And so, I always wonder. I understand you can pick up a curveball. Some people can. I could not. But just by the spin or whatever. But I always wonder how people pick up the changeup.
I believe the changeup is probably the best pitch in baseball because you throw it just like a fastball, but the only thing is the grips change. And the guys that have it really deceiving when there's shadows, it's really hard to hit if it's not a night game because I can't see it that well. But basically, I hope they don't throw it most of the time, and sometimes I'll get lucky when they don't, or maybe I'll hit it. So
there you go, fair enough. So we'll switch to defense a little bit. I know you played a little bit of outfield. You played first base too. I saw you. They were working you here at first base today. Is that? Do you have any idea what they're going to plan for you for pro ball?
I have no idea. As of now, I'm the emergency guy because the only first baseman we have. The only person we have is Zach Malice. But I played third base, second base, first base, all growing up, and then in college they were like, "Hey, we don't have any room in the infield. You're not that good at it, so go to the outfield." So they stuck me in left for 3 years. So I got accustomed to the outfield. I wouldn't say I'm a fantastic defensive player. That's something I'm really looking to get better at during the off season when I go back to ECU. But first base, I've always felt at home at first base. It's a pretty good position.
I know we talked to your manager here, Lance Parrish. When they brought him into pro ball, he was a catcher, and they made him play third base, and then they made him switch hit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
For a year, and then they told him, don't do it anymore.
Yeah,
I just learned how to pull the ball.
That's the 80s for him.
Yeah. So you've talked about ECU a lot. I think I read an interview where you said your ultimate dream is to go back there and coach.
Yes.
And take him to the College World Series.
Yeah.
The program means a lot to you.
Yeah, we're very infamous for our regional appearances and not going to the College World Series. So I think we're at 30 regional appearances and no College World Series appearances. So that's something I think that they will achieve in the next few years because the coaching staff is unbelievable, the culture that they build there. But if they don't do it, then hopefully I can do it one day and go back. And,
awesome. You're a baseball lifer. You can tell that some guys, you would assume that with pro baseball players, but you never know.
Right.
And I think ECU...
It's a very intimidating place to play, isn't it? I mean, Clark it's a very intimidating place to play every time on there.
And I think ECU is kind of like the cradle of coaches, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not super well versed in college baseball, but I think maybe the Vanderbilt coach and Michigan's coach came from
Eric Backage, Bryant Ward, Eric Backage with Michigan, who made it, and then UCLA #1 team for how many weeks in a row. Bryant Ward and I can't think of the other guy's name right now, but they just have an unbelievable track of coaches, and that starts with Keith LeClaire, the head coach that was there in the early 2000s, and Coach Godwin and all those guys played for him. So they learned from what he taught and then took it on to other big D1 colleges. But yeah, it is a very intimidating place to play. the crowd, you know.
20 years in a row, Chris, they've made the tournament.
Some big players coming next year too, in next year's draft, I believe. They had you and Agnos this year, I think.
Jake Agnos, yeah, I think there were 6 of us.
6 of us.
Trey Benton's with the Indians.
Oh, cool.
Spencer Brickhouse and Jake Washer and Evan Baldwin.
That's right. Yeah, and then there's well, I don't know. This, people won't care about this. We can talk about.
Well, I was gonna say we can talk about the Keith Classic. That's a tournament that's there every year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did they bring in other teams from Carolina, or is it like?
It's really all over. Usually they bring in. Coach Godwin has a lot of coaching buddies, so he usually tries to bring them in. You know, it's teams, more teams like St. John's. We get one from up north, and then a few years ago we had Pepperdine out west.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then there's usually one local team like Wilmington, Greensboro. You know, somebody to throw in there. But it's really cool. Yeah, Campbell. Yeah, they were actually in a regional this year.
Oh yeah, the Camels.
Yeah, they're good. They had a really good program.
Yeah. All right, that's what we have for you. Really appreciate you taking the time, and good luck today and for the rest of the season and in the future.
All right, Chris. Thank you, guys.